A stroke can strike without warning, and for the 795,000 Americans it affects each year, the experience is often terrifying, especially if you're alone. Picture this: a sudden wave of confusion, a heavy arm, words that won't form, and no one nearby to call for help. How would you respond? Could you save your own life in those fleeting, critical moments? I'm about to share 7 proven strategies that could mean the difference between survival and tragedy if a stroke hits when you're by yourself. These aren't just tips, they're lifelines, backed by decades of medical research and survivor stories, yet rarely covered in routine checkups. The next few minutes could equip you with the knowledge to outsmart a stroke and by the time you need until help arrives. Your body is a remarkable machine, and it often sends subtle signals long before a stroke fully hits. Did you know that up to 80% of strokes are preceded by warning signs, sometimes hours or even days in advance? The National Stroke Association highlights that many people, especially those over 65, dismiss these as fatigue, stress, or simply aging. A sudden headache that feels unlike any you've had before, especially if paired with dizziness or blurred vision, isn't something to ignore. It's your body sounding an alarm. Unlike the dramatic heart attack scenes in movies, strokes can be deceptively quiet. A tingling sensation in your hand, a momentary loss of balance, or difficulty finding the right words might seem trivial, but these are often the brain's desperate plea for attention. Women and men experience strokes differently, and these differences become more pronounced with age. Research from the Journal of Stroke and Cerebrovascular Diseases shows that women are 60% more likely to experience non-traditional symptoms like sudden confusion, fatigue, or even a sense of detachment, rather than the classic signs like facial drooping or arm weakness. This is why so many women delay seeking help, mistaking their symptoms for something benign. Timing is everything in a stroke. Neurologists refer to the first 60 minutes as the golden hour, the window where immediate action can prevent permanent brain damage or death. A sudden difficulty swallowing or a feeling that one side of your body is off should never be brushed aside. Your brain is fighting for oxygen, and every second counts. If you suspect a stroke while alone, your first move is to call emergency services. Don't wait to see if the symptoms pass. The American Stroke Association emphasizes that this single action can increase survival rates by up to 50%. Many smartphones now have emergency SOS features that can dialing 911 with a single gesture. Set this up today. Your voice matters in those moments, even if it's shaky or slurred. Speak clearly, say possible stroke, and give your address up front. Emergency dispatchers are trained to prioritize these calls, and studies from the Journal of Emergency Medicine show that clear communication can shave up to 4 minutes off response times. In a stroke, every minute without oxygen kills about 1.9 million brain cells. While waiting for help, your body position can make a critical difference. The Mayo Clinic recommends sitting upright with your head slightly tilted back to optimize blood flow to the brain. Avoid lying flat, as this can increase pressure in your skull and worsen brain swelling. If you feel unsteady, lean against a wall or furniture for support, but stay as still as possible. Movement increases your brain's oxygen demand, which is the last thing you need during a stroke. Controlled breathing can also stabilize your system. Try the 4-4-4 method. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds. This technique, endorsed by neurologists, reduces anxiety and helps maintain oxygen levels in your blood, giving your brain a fighting chance. Simple household items can become tools for survival. Keep a small mirror nearby. Checking your face for drooping can confirm stroke symptoms quickly. If you're able, place a bright-colored cloth or object near your front door to signal responders. The American College of Emergency Physicians notes that such small actions can reduce confusion for paramedics, speeding up their access to you. If you take blood thinners or other medications, have a list ready in an obvious place, like your refrigerator door. This ensures responders know your medical history instantly, avoiding delays in treatment. Your home itself can be a partner in your survival, but only if it's prepared. The National Council on Aging reports that homes with clear pathways and accessible phones reduce emergency response times by up to 6 minutes. Think about your space. Are there obstacles between your favorite chair and the door? Is your phone always charged and within reach? These aren't just conveniences, they're lifelines. Consider a medical alert device or smartwatch with fall detection. The National Institute on Aging found that seniors using these technologies received help 45% faster during strokes. Even a simple daily check-in system with a neighbor can make a difference. One 68-year-old woman survived a stroke because her neighbor noticed her porch light wasn't on, a signal they'd agreed on. Prevention is your first line of defense. Your kitchen holds more power than you might think. Foods like blueberries, salmon, and spinach are packed with antioxidants and omega-3s that reduce arterial inflammation, a key stroke risk factor. The Journal of Nutrition found that seniors who ate these foods daily lowered their stroke risk by 35%. Hydration is equally critical. Dehydration thickens blood, increasing clot risk. The Mayo Clinic advises older adults to aim for 6 to 8 glasses of water daily, even if mobility issues make frequent trips to the bathroom a hassle. Stress, too, is a silent enemy. A 2023 study in The Lancet showed that chronic stress raises stroke risk by 25% in adults over 60. Simple mindfulness practices, like 5-minute guided meditations, can lower cortisol levels and protect your brain. Daily movement doesn't have to mean a gym membership. The American Heart Association recommends gentle exercises like seated leg lifts or arm stretches, which improve circulation and reduce blood pressure. Just 10 minutes a day can cut your stroke risk by 30%. One 72-year-old man credited his survival to these habits. When a stroke hit, his stronger cardiovascular system gave him the resilience to stay conscious until help arrived. Your body is built to protect itself, but it needs your help to stay ready. If a stroke does strike, the first 30 days after are a make-or-break period. Neurologists call this the recovery window, when your brain is most adaptable to healing. The Journal of Neurorehabilitation found that patients who followed structured rehab plans, physical therapy, speech exercises, or occupational therapy regained 40% more function than those who didn't. Yet, nearly half of seniors skip these programs due to cost, fear, or lack of awareness. Emotional recovery is just as vital. Post-stroke depression affects 1 in 3 survivors, doubling the risk of a second stroke, according to the Journal of Psychosomatic Research. Support groups, counseling, or even journaling can rebuild your mental strength. One survivor, a 70-year-old retired nurse, said weekly Zoom calls with other survivors gave her the courage to relearn cooking, a skill she thought she'd lost forever. Rebuilding confidence to live independently is a journey. Fear of another stroke can trap you in isolation, but small steps can break that cycle. Start with short periods alone, maybe 30 minutes, and gradually extend them. Medical alert systems or apps that monitor heart rate can ease anxiety. The American Stroke Association reports that survivors who use these tools felt 50% more secure within 3 months. Family check-ins, even a quick daily text, can bridge the gap between independence and safety. Your life doesn't end with a stroke, it evolves, and you can shape that evolution. Creating a personalized stroke emergency plan is like writing a script for survival. The American Stroke Association offers a free template that includes your medical history, emergency contacts, and step-by-step actions. Keep copies in your wallet, on your fridge, and by your bed. Review it every 3 months, medications change, and so do phone numbers. One 66-year-old man's plan saved his life when a stroke hit at 2 a.m. Paramedics found his medical info taped to his fridge, allowing them to administer clot-busting drugs within the golden hour. Technology can amplify your plan. Smart speakers like Alexa can call 911 with a voice command, and some apps send alerts to family if you don't check in. The National Institute on Aging found that seniors with these systems had a 40% higher survival rate in emergencies. Real stories bring these techniques to life. Take Sarah, a 69-year-old widow who felt a sudden wave of dizziness while gardening alone. She'd watched a stroke awareness video weeks before and recognized her slurred speech as a red flag. She called 911, sat upright, and used the 444 breathing method. Paramedics later said her quick thinking prevented severe brain damage. Or consider James, a 74-year-old veteran who survived a stroke because his smartwatch detected an irregular pulse and auto-dialed emergency services. These aren't miracles. They're the result of preparation and knowledge. The American College of Emergency Physicians studied 500 stroke survivors who were alone during their emergencies. The common thread? Those who acted fast, calling 911, positioning themselves correctly, and staying calm had a 60% higher chance of minimal long-term disability. Knowledge isn't just power, it's survival. Survivors often become advocates, like Maria, a 71-year-old who started a stroke awareness group in her community after her recovery. Her group's workshops have helped 12 others recognize and survive strokes. Their stories ripple outward, inspiring families, friends, and even strangers to prepare. After a stroke, many survivors find a new perspective. A 67-year-old grandfather said his brush with death pushed him to reconnect with his estranged daughter, healing a 10-year rift. Psychological research in the Journal of Positive Psychology shows that survivors who embrace gratitude and purpose recover 30% faster. You don't need a crisis to gain this wisdom. What could you change today to live more fully? These 7 techniques, recognizing warning signs, acting fast, positioning your body, preparing your home, preventing through diet and exercise, recovering with purpose, and planning for emergencies, are your armor against a stroke. When you're alone, knowledge is your only companion. Picture the relief of knowing exactly what to do if the worst happens. You deserve to live with confidence, independence, and joy for years to come. If this information could save your life or someone you love, share it with 3 people who need to hear it. Type Stroke Smart in the comments if you're committed to one of these strategies this week. Create your emergency plan, check your home, or start that 10-minute exercise habit. Your brain, your heart, your life, they're worth protecting.